for you and show you how to do that, and also give you our tips and tricks and techniques that we learn as Thermomix consultants. But we're very happy that you've decided to join us on a Sunday afternoon. My name is Libby. I'm the Estate Manager for Victoria and Tasmania, and I'm happy to be facilitating today with a fantastic group of women who are in leadership roles. They all have their very own local teams within Melbourne here, and they'll explain that as they present. And we're going to be zooming all over to different kitchens. Today you're going to see 7 dishes. You're going to be seeing dishes such as Asian style mussels, chunky bolognese, low carb crackers, the brown rice salad that is exceptionally done by Michelle with a few extra tweaks and all of the rest, which you're absolutely going to want to have your notepad and pens out to listen to some of those tips. We're going to show you a burger bun station. We're going to show you a lamb roast using the Meter Plus, which is of course one of the bundle options for purchasing this month in October, sorry. And also finishing off with some profiteroles. So we've got a beautiful style menu for you, all designed to be really cooking for a larger group of people. We're going to be giving you tips and tricks on how to plump up those meals to extend them further for either larger families or for, you know, outings or gatherings, either in the park, eventually our homes. We're not sure when, but for a larger group of people. You may know that this month we have a fantastic offer, which is the barbecue bundle. If you purchase a Thermomix in October, you can access the barbecue book, the meter and the skewers for $49, which is a huge saving on what that normal recommended retail price would be. We also have a 36 months interest-free offer that's still available, and there's only 4 weeks left on that offer. So if you're watching today and deciding that you'd like to either upgrade to a TM6 or get yourself one before Christmas, or you may decide to be doing some Christmas shopping today, because let's face it, there's not too many weeks left before Christmas. You can stay on at the end of today and find out how to do that. But also you can talk to your consultant who's invited you along here today. If you decide you'd like to find some information about joining the team and earning some cash for Christmas or earning your own TM6, by all means stay on at the end and I'll be able to share some information with you how you can do that. Now I'm going to stop talking because I know you're all going to be very interested to go straight to one of our first kitchens. If you can mute yourself in the background, that would be fantastic. We're going to zoom straight over to Amanda Cook's kitchen, and she's going to be sharing with us the start of the mussels. So Amanda, over to you. 1 second, I'm just going to find you here. Okay.
Hey Libby, I'm over here waving my spatula like a maniac. Hello everyone, Amanda Cook here. I'm Mrs. Thermo if you're looking for me on the socials. Today I get to show you one of my favourite dishes for cooking with a crowd. We get asked that question a lot. How much does the Thermomix cook? People think it only cooks for 1, 2, 4, 6. But let me tell you that this is an awesome recipe, especially coming into when we get out of COVID and we start having people over. It's a great summer dish and I love seafood, so I get to showcase the mussels. If you're using Cookie Doo and you're just searching mussels in the search bar, you're going to get a lot of recipes. So how good's that? I love today we're doing an Asian style mussel, but you can do mussels at a Italian style. You can do them Mediterranean style, Moroccan, all sorts of things like that. And the great thing about mussels is they only cost roughly $5 a kilo. So for 2 kilos of mussels today bought from the Vic market, it's a $10 meal with a couple of condiments, which is awesome. So hoping you can see okay, but just starting off with the mussels in coconut milk, we need to create that beautiful Asian infusion that, you know, is so good with mussels. So I'll just get ready for this, and I've already cleaned and debearded the mussels. So I'll show you that later when I put the mussels on, but you do need to give them a bit of a scrub and a bit of a clean. You pull out the little bit of sort of the ocean that's attached to them. Let's just talk about that. And then we get straight into the aromatics of the recipe. So of course, you know, thinking Asian, what is it? It's lemongrass, it's chilies, it's things like ginger, it's garlic. I've added a bit of an extra today. I use the coriander stems. You know, we know that's got a lot of flavor in it. So let's just go with the Thermomix. It's asking for the garlic. So I'll just pop that in. And I'm being really good today. I'm sort of following the recipe. Normally I go rogue. I'm really good at doing things off recipe, but trying to keep on track with that. And then we need some ginger. You know, we've got a 4 centimetre piece of ginger there going in. Then we're going with some chilies. Now 2 to 3 chilies. Just, I haven't de-seeded them. We like a bit of heat in our mussels here with the family. So just throwing those in, seeds and all. And also going into, next I'll be chopping them, but this is where I'm going to add the coriander roots that have been soaked and cleaned, so all that grit has come out of the root as well. And these big pieces of lemongrass are for later when we start doing the coconut broth. So let's just pop the lid on with the Thermomix. Couldn't imagine chopping these spices any other way, to be honest. And we're just going for 3 seconds on speed 7. I'm actually going to increase that to speed 5 just because I've got the roots in there. So let's just go around now to speed 7. Chop, 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 chop. I love the way that with the mix, and just have a look. This, I'm going to get a real waft of spices here, but just look at that. So amazing for anything that's Asian based, and we do cook a lot of Asian around here. Using our spatula, scraping that all to the bottom, and what I need to do now is just sort of saute that off. So the recipe asking for some sesame seed oil, about 30 grams. My scales have gone into scale mode, shaking that in. Away we go. And what I'm going to do is saute this off, and we're going to zoom over to our next kitchen, and we'll come back for the assembling of the coconut broth and the mussels. And they take about, 15 minutes to steam up. So back to you, Jenny. Thank you.
Libby's going to look after the kitchen, and this is Mandy. Hi, Mandy. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you guys for zooming in to my kitchen as well. You're going to be all around Melbourne. I'm near Chadstone Shopping Centre, and I know that Amanda's over in Kew, and so we're all over the place. Anyway, this is the fantastic thing about being virtual, that we can share everything with a whole lot of information and great recipes with you guys. So the recipe I'm making is chunky bolognese. And the reason I've chosen that, well, a couple of reasons. One is when I first made the bolognese in the Thermomix, I found with the meat was in the bowl, I found it was too ground up, if you like. It wasn't the texture that I liked. And some people love that, and that's fantastic. But it wasn't what I particularly liked. So I did the chunky bolognese because it's done a slightly different way. And the reason why I've chosen it for this cooking for a crowd is that a couple of years ago, we were staying with some friends. We're gonna make the bolognese, and there were 8 of us, and I knew that this wasn't going to cut the mustard for making 8, the original recipe. So actually learnt, trial and error, that you can actually make this feed a lot more people. So I'll share that little secret with you in a minute. But at the moment, we're just going to go to the screen of the Thermomix, and just to show you with the TM6. You can actually have your recipes already in there for you. So I'm just going up to these little dots here. I've put it in my week. And here we go, chunky bolognese. So start cooking. I've got my brown onion, which is cut in half. Now I haven't weighed it, but if I did want to weigh it from there, I would just click on the 3 little dots there and go scales. And my scales come up. Let's see. Okay, it's going to be a bit more than 150 because that was half of it. But anyway, just come straight back to my recipe. 1 big fat garlic clove. Of course, you could add more in if you wanted. I'm just going to do similar to what Amanda did. And I totally agree with her. I would never have done any curry paste or anything before I had a Thermomix on myself. All right, so 3 seconds, all set up for you. This is the wonderful thing about the guided cooking. 3 seconds, and it's just telling me to turn to speed 9. There's a green line around here going to speed 9. And again, that's what it looks like. There we go. How quick's that? Chop up all your onions and your garlic clove. Now, I never use a garlic press. I've always hated cleaning those things, and I would just, even if I just needed to chop 1 garlic clove, I'd do it in here because it's so easy to wash. 20 grams of olive oil. My scales automatically come up. In the TM6, they are 1 gram increments. I'm just going to put 20 grams in. There we go. And now it's asking me to actually, I'm going to cook them without the measuring cup in. So lid is off. And this is just, you know, like if you were sauteing on the stovetop without a lid on your pan. So that's going to saute for 5 minutes, and I believe we are now off to Kay's kitchen, and we'll come back when I'm ready for the next step.
Hey, Jenny, can I add the mussels just before we jump over to Kay?
Yes, yes, 1 second.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, just because it's all sauteed off, so you can see all the beautiful spices down the bottom there. So next we need to add, we're just going to create the broth for the mussels. So here's the lemongrass. I just chop it up into big pieces so that at the end we can take it out easily. What this does is it infuses the broth. So we love that. So they're going in. We're adding coconut milk. Now, I made coconut milk, so another great benefit of having a Thermomix is just that you can compress your desiccated coconut or water and blend it in the Thermomix. You end up with this beautiful creation here. So it asks for, it's about a litre of, the recipe says 400 coconut cream and 600 of milk. This is just a whole combination of that going into the Thermomix. I'm just going to add it all. It's about a litre. Okay, and it'll need a little bit of water. So at the end of it, this is our steaming broth. Got a little bit of water. Okay, and then all important is the mussels. So if you can just, I'll just put the camera down. Here is my tray of mussels, filling up the varoma. So that's 2 kilos. Oh. Love, love, love that.
Amazing. Amanda, actually, we've just had a question here. If we don't have mussels, can you suggest a different protein which would work with this recipe?
Oh, so I mean, you can use the varoma for any, you know, great. You want to fill it up with prawns. Going to be a lot more costly, but how amazing is that? Prawns, fish, anything like that. I mean, you know, the varoma is great for, really is great for any type of protein, and yeah, go for it. Just give it a go. So now we've got coming into the steaming part, which is 20 minutes or so on varoma. So over to Kay, and we'll come back to this shortly. So thank you.
Okay, thanks, Amanda. Over to Kay's kitchen. Hello, Kay.
Hello, everyone. So I'm doing the lamb roast, which is delicious and definitely feeds a crowd. And it's good. I'm cooking my dinner as well, and I'll add some veggies to it later. So I'm going to show you the marinade again. It's a beautiful marinade. You can make that ahead and let it cool, keep it in the fridge, or even freeze it. And I'm going to be using the Meter Plus, which is amazing, and I'll be showing you the app as I pop that in. Which is the gift with their current purchase incentive, as we were saying. So I'm just bringing it closer here, and I put it into my week.
Oh, what's that little tool you're using there, Kay?
Oh, yes. So this is the stylus, which is awesome, and it's available on the Mix Shop. Keeps your Thermomix clean, and yeah, so if you've got dirty fingers, it just makes it easy.
Love it.
So now I'm just wondering what my Thermomix is doing. Hang on, let me just turn it off and on. Let's try again. Just thinking. Yes, so this is from the Indian cookbook. There is also lots of Meter Plus recipes in the barbecue cookbook, which is a beautiful cookbook, and it's also on Cookie-Doo. Here, you can also be using the Meter Plus in any other roasts or barbecue things that you're using. So you can use a steak in a pan. You can also be putting it in the varoma. And it's the world first wireless smart meat thermometer. So it can go up to 50 meters range, which is awesome. If you've got the barbecue out in the backyard, it can be syncing to your phone and telling you when your meat is cooked, and it cooks it perfectly as well. So I don't know why my Thermomix did that, but anyway, here we go. Just did a little reset. There we go. Okay, so now I'll go to my week. It's just waking up. And all these spices smell amazing. I've pre-marinated one yesterday, so I'll show you that as well. So it's here, spice lamb roast. It's got all of the recipe and all of the ingredients here. And I'll just go start cooking. 1 tablespoon of olive oil. So I'm just pouring that in.
This is perfect for a Sunday, Kay. Perfect.
Yes, isn't it?
Yum.
So nice. So this is going to heat the oil. So I'll just go 2 minutes, varoma, speed 1. So it's going to heat the oil. In the meantime, I'll show you the Meter Plus app on my phone. So if you don't have a Meter Plus, you can actually get the app and have a look. There's some videos and recipes. So it tells you here, so you can do setup cook. It's got the internal temperature. It's got a line, which is the external temperature and the internal temperature. So the internal is currently at 15, and it will tell me the ambient temperature in the oven or on the barbecue. And then you do setup cook and you choose the cut of meat. So I've got lamb, and then you can choose if you've got chop, cutlet or roast. So I'm going to do roast, and it's actually a shoulder. And then you can choose how well done you like it as well. It's got the recommended safety, food safety one. So I'll do this medium well here. Tells the temperature. I'll insert that into the meat and do start cook. And rather than watching the clock, it's just going to tell me on my phone when it's ready. So I'll show you that as I'm putting it in as well. And it's amazing. Before I would have way overcooked things, but now it's much more tender and perfect. Like I've done roast chicken with it. Just all sorts of meat. Pork is beautiful with it. You can do anything. So I'll show you that in a second. And the only way you can get a Meter Plus is through Thermomix. So it's on the Mix shop as well. If you already have a Thermomix, it's a beautiful gift as well for coming up to Christmas or for guys. They really love it. So this can also go in the fridge with the magnets here. So just really handy. And then the battery just goes in there as well. So it's got 8 seconds to go. And then I'm going to add in the other spices.
Whilst it's doing that, Kay, what's that little white canister you've got next to your thermos?
Oh, yeah. So this is my butter bell, which is also from the Mix shop. And I've just been making my own butter. I don't buy any spreadable butter. It's much cheaper. And I get the buttermilk, which is beautiful. So, and it's like, going back to basics and the traditional way. So super easy to make your butter in your Thermomix if you haven't tried that before. So now I'm going to add in the mustard seeds. So 3 teaspoons black mustard seeds. Chuck it in. And again, it's just going to go 30 second speed 1. And then I've got all the other spices here. So many beautiful roasts and, some people think that you have to cook everything in the Thermomix, but you can be using it as a tool when you're feeding a crowd. You can be doing your marinades and things and then still using your other appliances or the oven. It's really easy to be entertaining and bulking it up with other things as well. So you don't have to cook the full meal in the Thermomix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. So then it's just
I would love to be in your kitchen right now, Kay. It would be smelling amazing.
Smells so divine, yeah. Just those beautiful flavours. Great, so that's done that. Now I'm going to add in 250 grams of brown onion cut into wedges here. And then 2 teaspoons of ginger paste. Instead of the paste, I've just got whole ginger and garlic and 1 garlic clove. Pop the lid on again and go up to speed 5 for 7 seconds. So it's chopping it.
While it's doing, there's a couple of questions regarding butter.
Yes.
How much butter does a butter bell actually hold? Do we know?
1 second. Sorry, what was that question? How much butter?
How much butter does the butter bell actually hold?
It's so I use about 600 grams of cream, and then it's a little bit over the top. So if you use that on the first day, it fits in there, and then you get the buttermilk as well. So it's the quantity, most of the quantity fits in there from the recipe. Mm-hmm. And I just make sure it's pure cream, not thickened cream or whipping cream. The pure cream works the best. Yeah. And so that's just chopped in there nicely, and yeah, it smells amazing already. Scrape it down, and then I'll just do a little scrape here. And then it's going to cook 8 minutes, 100 degrees, speed 1, and then I'll come back and show you the next step.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Kay. I think I'm zooming over to Mandy's kitchen now.
All right, great.
1 second. Here we go, Mandy. Over to you.
Okay. Yeah, so back to me. What's happened is my onions have they're all cooked up in here. And just a little tip, if anybody's trying to feed kids and trying to do a bit of veggie smuggling, you can actually add some more veggies in here. I'm not doing it because we're going to have zoodles with our instead of actual pasta. But if you've got kids who want to have pasta, you can add up to 250 grams of, you know, carrot, zucchini, chop them up and pop them in here as well. Just a little bit of veggie smuggling on the side. So I'm going to add 700 grams of tomato passata. Good workout getting this out the jar. I do actually have a little bit left from another one, so I'm going to pop that in as well. So I will be a little bit over. I'm well underneath the maximum line of my bowl. Okay, I need 50 grams of tomato paste, 30 grams of water. So I put these things together in here, and also 20 grams of Worcestershire sauce. So they're all going in there. And that's optional anyway. Meat stock. So I don't know if I'm sure you're all aware that you can make your vegetable stock in a Thermomix too, but this is my chicken stock. You can make a meat as well. I actually prefer the chicken stock, so it doesn't really matter. If you haven't got them, you can use vegetable stock paste. But this is amazing. If you haven't made the chicken stock paste, it is just fabulous. So I'm putting some of that in. And of course, no additives and preservatives. Now, on this plate here, I've got a few herbs and spices. So I've got my dried oregano, I've got the basil, I've got the cinnamon. I haven't got chili flakes because my chili flakes are so hot. We used some of them last night, and my husband was going, "Oh my goodness, we need to get some not so quite hot chili flakes." So I've got chili powder and my black pepper. So all of those are going in. All right, so this is where in the recipe, it asks you to insert your simmering basket, and then it's going to ask you for 700 grams of mince. This is where we're going to up the ante a little bit, and I'm going to put the lid on here, and instead of 700 grams of mince, I've got a varoma full of mince. That's 2 kilos of mince. All right, it might take a little bit longer to cook than the recipe, but I'm going to basically cook that in there. I don't know if you could see, I've left a little bit of a hole there in the middle. There's a little bit of a dent there so that the steam can circulate. And I'm going to cook it for 15 minutes. 15 minutes on varoma temperature, speed 2. And then I'm actually going to give it all a bit of a stir around in the varoma and do some more. So here we go, up to speed 2, and over to Kay again, I think. Thanks, Liv.
Yes, thanks, Mandy. That's amazing. That was an awful lot of mince there. Kay, that's amazing. Thank you for showing that. Kay, we're coming back to you.
Mine's it's got another 5 minutes, so we can come back in a sec if you like.
That's fine, no worries. Thanks, Kay. Amanda, are we okay to come to you?
What was that?
No, Amanda. Are you there, Amanda? Maybe not. That's okay.
I'm all good. I'm just cooking, so you can come back to me or Zoom to someone else's kitchen soon.
Okay, perhaps, well, at this point, maybe I'll actually do a little bit of a commercial break. Or Jenny, should I come to you to start the crackers, actually?
You do the commercial break and I get ready for the crackers.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. I'm going to... I wonder if I can spotlight myself. I think I can. No, I can't. Can someone else spot? Oh, there we go. Thank you. Hi, everybody. This is a little commercial break, just while we're getting things ready in the background. I just wanted to share with you a couple of things I'd like you just to be aware of in regards to our host rewards. So if you're loving what you're seeing today, you'd like to design your own cooking experience based on your lifestyle needs or dietary needs that you have, or specific requests or requirements that you would like to see in a Thermomix demonstration, we would love the opportunity to showcase that for you. And in doing that, we have amazing new host rewards. I'm just going to share my screen briefly with you so you can see our new host rewards that are here. We have a whole family of thermo servers that you can access, and of course our brand newie, which is the white thermo server. I'll show that for you a little bit later when I'm spotlighting my screen again. But it's perfect for summer dishes, but also for cooking yogurt in the Varoma as well. One of our brand new thermo servers, and you can access that by hosting your own cooking experience or picking up one of the other Oval Rounds Whites Mini or the Oven Mat Duo. Just with this little beautiful graphic here, you can see how handy it is to have the whole family of thermo servers either at your kitchen table or at a picnic or on the park, wherever you may be. They're incredibly handy and practical. So we thought we'd just highlight that for you as well. Here, just so you can see up close, here is the white thermo server, which is, you'll notice it doesn't have a base to it, which means it will fit perfectly in the top of your Varoma if you are making some yogurt. And we have some great yogurt recipes on Cookie Do also. So the other thing I wanted to just talk to you, which Kay's been showcasing beautifully, is the Meter Plus, which is part of the bundle for the purchase in October. So you not only get the Meter Plus, but also the beautiful skewers that go along with that, and the barbecue cookbook, which is also on Cookie Do. But if you're the person who really likes to have the hardcover books to look through the beautiful photos, perfect for you guys. Now, I wonder if I can come to someone's kitchen now. Jenny, I think I can come to you now.
Yes, you can.
I can. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to go into your kitchen. Here we go. There we go. Over to you, Jenny.
Okay, hello. I can't see me, but if you can see me, that's all right.
We can see you.
Yeah, so okay, so now you're in Hyatt. Just you're wondering, you're doing a little tour around Metro Melbourne today. Before I get started, because we get that question quite a lot about cooking for large families, I really want to highlight this book / collection for you. So if you do have access to Cookie Do, search for this collection. It's called Everyday Cooking for Thermomix Families. There's only a few recipes that are servings to 4 and under. All the rest is 6 serves and above. So this is really a great collection, lovely, lovely recipes for when you want to use the Thermomix for one dish. And yeah, just highly recommend that. Look for that collection. It's part of your Cookie Do subscription. Okay, so before we actually get started, my recipe today, so I'm going to move you a little bit over here. So my recipe is low carb crackers today, and part of the ideas of why we're showing low carb crackers is that usually, unless you find a recipe that's for 6 or 8 people, my grandma had 8 to 10 people at her table without a Thermomix. Her secret was always to start every dinner with a soup. So the idea is that you, instead of increasing the volume of the dishes, increase the dishes itself, because some of them, they really just take seconds or minutes, and just add another dish to it. So one of them could be the crackers on a cheese platter, for example, or chop up a salad and so on. So we're going to have a lot more ideas for you when it comes to that. However, what I want to show you today is, this is actually a German recipe. So you know that you can have access to international recipes on your Cookie Do platform as well. And I come a little bit closer to my screen, and I hope this all works out as planned. I practiced it, it was okay. So you don't need to see me. So I was using my stylus because of my fat fingers. So I've already put that recipe today into my weekly meal plan. So that's the one, it's called low carb Mandelcracker, actually, but it's an almond cracker, or maybe we just have a look here. So I bring up the recipe as per usual, and now what you need is this little device. So grab your phone and load Google Translate, the app, on your phone, and then you select the camera, and when you move it around, you will see that the camera from your phone is searching for something to translate. So when I come closer here, hang on, can you see that? Can you read that?
Yes, amazing.
All right, so okay, so on my phone screen, it has translated it to low carb almond cracker, whereas the original recipe still is in the original language. So I think that's really impressive. So all I can do is say, okay, start cooking, click on that. So, and now I can read the instructions on my phone, and it says oven to preheat the oven. Well, you know, it's a bit it's not correctly everything grammatically. Oh my God, the grammar is not really really good, but it still helps you to translate. So you can guess on what's happening here. So preheat the oven, done that. Now it says a baking tray. We need to line that with baking paper. We don't need to do that because I'm going to use my oven mat today, which is also part of the host reward. So you can have a look what that is. And now it wants me to weigh in 200 grams of almonds. All right, yep, I can do that. So you don't need to know German to be able to make this dish. You notice probably my scales went into minus, and that's because I took the lid off. So just when the most weighing mistakes happen when we take off the lid and we do not tear back the scales to zero. Just always have a little bit of an eye on that. And what I do is click on next, and guess what? Using my app again, and it says put a lid on top, insert the measuring cup. All right, doing that. And we're going to mill that now. The almonds, 20.
Sorry, everyone's just saying, wow, that is amazing.
Well, and I can tell you there's so many recipes on the German Cookie Dough platform. Imagine doing that with Italian or Spanish recipes, you know. So now the sky's the limit that you got Google Translate on your phone. So I'm going to make some demonstration of the power of the Thermomix now, because I'm going to mill these almonds for 20 seconds and turn the whole almonds into almond meal. Just maybe before we do that, there's nothing really to see here. There's also recipes available when you make your almond milk and using the almond pulp for pretty much the same crackers here. So not in this recipe, but there's another recipe. So you can search for almond pulp or just pulp on Cookie Dough, and you're going to find a recipe for crackers similar like these to use up the pulp from your almond milk. All right, making some, saving some money now. There you go.
So with almond meal, it's literally half price, because almonds are about $16 a kilo and almond meal is about $33 a kilo. So, and you can have almonds in your pantry staying fresh all the time, whereas pre-ground almond meal does go off quite quickly.
I couldn't hear anything, but I hope you were not talking to me.
No, you're all good, Jenny.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so here's my almond meal, as you can see, or almond flour. It's obviously not as white as the one that you can buy in the shops because the skin was still on. If you would like to have a white one, you need to skin them first, all right, before using them. Okay, so done that. And if you would keep going here with the milling, by the way, you can easily turn that into almond butter. So what does it want now? One protein, it means an egg white. And half a teaspoon of salt. So I have made my own herb salt. By the way, also a recipe that I found on the German Cookie Dough. It's called Kräutersalz, but it doesn't matter. And it's a mixture of all sorts of dried herbs that you have. You can basically use anything, and normal coarse rock salt. And I just use my herb salt here for the crackers because that gives them much more flavor. And now comes a list of other ingredients. And so here it says a quarter of a teaspoon of dried oregano. And I just quickly go through, because you've got the principle now, you saw that. So rosemary, cayenne pepper, that's all in here. And because I've tried them a couple of times now, I can say more is better. So they give them just more flavor. So don't be too afraid when it says a quarter of a teaspoon and you put half a teaspoon in there. That's absolutely fine. Now we are going to add 10 grams of olive oil. And I just weighted straight in. Oops, went a bit over. No problem. And again, and you know, so it doesn't matter whether you know the language or not. The instructions are already pre-programmed there for you. All you need to do is basically, you know, just translate the ingredients, but the steps are already programmed there for you. So now it's going to knead for a minute. And whilst this is doing that, I quickly want to show you. Probably have to come a little closer here. Where I'm going to put that. So this is an oven mat, and I use that instead of baking paper. So this mat is a small mat that can go straight into the oven. That's heat proof. And when I come a little closer, you can see it has glass fiber material in there, so it's really sturdy. And what I'm going to do is, I also want to show you these two. I'm going to use my cracker roller for this recipe. So this is really good for any kind of crackers that you make. So I'm going to show you that in a moment. I've tried it also with the grissini roller. It doesn't work with that dough here. So you need more like a yeast dough also. And makes beautiful crackers, but not the low carb one. So not for this one. Okay, here we go. A minute is fast, isn't it? So that's my cracker roller. And so now I'm basically, so this is how the dough looks like. So you can see it's rather crumbly, but it's warm. And all I'm doing is just getting that out of the bowl onto my mat directly, so I don't have to transfer anything at all. Remember, always go clockwise when scraping out your bowls, just to protect your spatulas. Otherwise, so clockwise, so you're touching only the backside of the blades. Otherwise, these beautiful spatulas will be cut up over time. All right, so now, here we go. So I'm just pushing that together in I don't want a rectangle shape. It's a bit easier then to work from. So whatever the outcome you want to have, that's the shape you should put your dough into. That just makes it easier.
It looks quite crumbly.
Questions?
Jenny?
Yeah, but it's only, it looks crumbly. So now that I've put it together, it comes together. So don't worry about that. Yeah. So now I'm just putting a piece of baking paper on top, and I'm going to roll that out with my, they call it the roller. I lost the word. Nudelholz in German. There you go. It's very good to translate that. So that's the reason, you know, with all the low carb stuff, or that it's just not a stretchy dough like you would get from a yeast dough or a pizza dough, let's say. So that's always a little bit trickier to work with. That's why we have to use the extra baking paper so it doesn't stick anywhere. Okay, so that looks okay from here. And I take that off. There you go. Oh, too much. So that's my dough now. And now I'm going to use my cracker roller to roll that into equal pieces.
Oh, look at that. That's amazing.
There you go. So super easy, and you get really even results there. Those little bits here. Go. So I just keep doing these, and then they go into the oven. So just following the instructions from your screen, and they will. So you cut them into the pieces, and then I'm going to. So in the recipe it says to sprinkle with salt. I'm going to sprinkle mine with Parmesan that I've grated earlier, just to make it a little bit more hearty. Well, it's my decision here. And then they go in the oven for 8 minutes on 190 degrees. And then you turn the oven off and let them sit in there for another 10 minutes. And that's basically it.
Amazing.
All right.
Jenny, that was incredible. I think there's going to be many customers running off to the mix shop to grab that cracker roller. I have a feeling.
That cracker roller is so good. Yeah, and go and check out Cookie Do for these recipes. Now you've seen how easy it is. It's just going to open up a whole new world of recipes right there for you. It doesn't get harder than this, I promise.
Amazing. Thank you, Jenny. Fantastic. Now I'm going to zoom over to Kay's kitchen. You can show us what your next steps are there, Kay.
Yes, sure. Hi. So it's sauteed the onion and all the spices. I'll just bring this closer again. So it's got 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds. I'll add that in. And 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds. I've just got like powdered cumin, which I'm just going to add that instead. Bay leaves I don't have, so you can skip it. 1/4 teaspoon dried turmeric. Got that. Ground turmeric. 120 grams of tomato paste. So I've got that here. You can make that in your Thermomix as well, and make like a cider and turn that into a tomato paste too. A bit less, that's okay. 2 chilies. I've just got 1 chili, just so it's not too spicy, but you can do it to taste. And 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to estimate with that. And 100 grams of Greek style yogurt. Chuck that in. 200 grams of coconut milk. This is coconut cream, and you can add a bit of water as well if it's, to thin it out a little bit too. Okay, pop the lid on. And it's up to speed 2 for 30 seconds. It's going to be delicious. There was another question about the butter barrel, which I've put in the comments. It is on the mix shop, and it keeps for ages because of how it's stored. So, I've never had a problem with that. Now it just says scrape it down, and it's just going to mix that. So that's looking really nice in there. And just go again up to speed 1. It's going to cook for 5 minutes. So I'll show you that. What you can do while it's cooking, you can go to recipe details, and you can actually see ahead. So it cooks for 5 minutes, then you just let it cool for about 30 minutes. Put it on the lamb and marinate it in the oven, or marinate it in the fridge overnight. So I've done that, and I'll show you that now. And then I've brought it to room temperature for 1 hour. Preheat oven to 150 degrees, which I've done as well. And then I'll show you the next steps with a meter. So I'll just bring this over here. So here is the lamb, which it says 2.5 kilos. This is about a 1.5 kilo, but you could easily, feed a crowd or do double of these, do 2 of these if you're feeding a big family. I'm going to put the meter plus into the thickest part. So you can just find a spot and just push it in, make sure it goes up to this line as well. So I'm just trying to find where there isn't the bone. Yep, there, and then I'll set it up on my phone. So yum. So I'm just going to go onto the app again, and I've done that. I've chosen the cut and how well done I would like it. It tells you how to insert the meter plus, which I've done, and do start cook. So I'll turn the sound on as well. So it's currently internally 10 degrees. The target is 65 and the ambient temperature is 19. So I'll give you an update as it's cooking, and it's going to estimate and tell me when it's ready to rest and enjoy. So it just makes it super easy. I'll just cover it with foil and pop it in the oven. And then
so the foil doesn't interrupt the meter there, Kay?
well, you can have it, no, it doesn't, but you could also just have it like a bit on the side there, so it's it is open. Yeah. But it's not saying, it does actually tell you if it's lost connection, but it hasn't lost connection, so it's all good.
So clever, so clever. Thank you, Kay.
Yeah, no worries. So I'll come back and show you as it's cooking. I'll give you an update as well.
Beautiful. Look what you're having for dinner tonight.
Yes, can't wait.
Now I'm going to be zooming over to Michelle's kitchen.
Liv, can you quickly come to me, because I've got to just show you about moving my mince around.
Yep, no worries.
Thank you. All right. So just my 15 minutes is up, but I just wanted a couple of little tips here. So whenever you're using your varoma and you've got to take the lid off, always angle it away from yourself so that any steam goes away from you. And I just wanted to show you that this is how it's cooked. So you can see some of it's cooked and some of it's not at the moment. So all I'm doing is just moving it around a bit, and again making another hole in the middle. And for anyone like Moira and me, for sustainable kitchens, just in case you notice that my jars of passata still had a little bit of left in them, I've rinsed them out and they're now in the sauce. So no waste here. All right, so just popping that back on, and I'm just going to put cook it out another 15 minutes. So it was a very quick break to me, and now off to Michelle. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Manny. It's actually just good to see, again, that volume that you can put into the varoma as well.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Thank you. Over to Michelle.
Hello, welcome to my kitchen in East Bentley. So when we were talking about this topic of cooking for a crowd, one of my, I guess, signature dishes is the kind of, as I think Libby on the menu wrote, pimped up version of the brown rice salad.
Yes.
I call it the super salad because you get a Thermomix and then you go to cafes and when we could. And I went to a cafe one day and ordered their super salad, and I kind of went, oh, this is sort of like our brown rice salad, but it's got this, this, and this. So that's the beauty of our guided cooking and Cookie Do, is that these recipes are a guide, but you can really make them your own. So if you can't cook or you hate cooking or you want to follow the steps, the beauty of Cookie Do is it's all triple tested. It's going to work. Follow the recipe. You're going to get exactly the same result each time as well. So if you do it once and you love it, do it again, you'll get the same result. But it is a guide. So if you kind of, well, I don't want to use that ingredient, I want to use this, so I'm going to add something extra, you're completely in control. So here we are. And as a result of that, I'm actually going to do my recipe manually today, because it's really, my super salad is super easy. So firstly, and in fact, I'm going to bring you back for a second, just so you can see the size of my salad bowl. So it's a really big, my big Tupperware salad bowl. And I started off by just getting it ready. I'm going to just bring you back down here. A bag of spinach, which I like to put at the bottom. Red capsicum, cashew nuts, and spring onions. So this is one of those things where if you are, when we can have people over, I don't know, I've actually been working all day today, so I don't quite know what the update is, but I've just got that bowl there ready to go, and I can put that lid on it, and if I'm having people over, I can have it ready in the morning, ready to go. Now, my other tip is that I'm doing, my super salad is not just brown rice, it's actually brown rice, quinoa, and a little bit of wild rice as well. Now, a little tip, the thermo server, the 2.6 litre round thermo server fits the simmering basket in it perfectly. And what I worked out with the brown rice is that if you soak it in water before you cook it, it will cook in exactly 30 minutes every time. So I have, in the interest of time, I've already put 800 grams of water in my bowl. Here I have my quinoa. I like the multicoloured quinoa. I think it adds a really nice texture to the salad. So there's some brown rice, some black rice and some multicoloured quinoa in there. Now I've got about 350 grams in total today, but if I was having lots of people, I've already promised 2 neighbours that I'm going to drop them off a bowl of this later. But normally I would do 300 grams of the rice mix and 100 grams of the quinoa and have that soaking. So in that goes. And then I'm going to pop my lid on. Now, I just wanted to show you this here because I don't need the MC for this, but for anyone on today who's got a TM5, this measuring cup that comes with the TM6 is compatible with your TM5. And as you might have seen then, it didn't fall out when I tipped my lid upside down. So I know it's something simple, but sometimes it's the simple things in life that make our life so much easier. So jump on the mix shop and have a look for one of those. So I'm going to pop the lid on there. And then I've got my Varoma. And what was in the super salad when I got it in the cafe was diced beetroot. So I've got that diced in a Varoma tray, but before I had the Varoma tray, I used to wrap it in baking paper, and that just meant that the pink juices didn't go down and I had all pink rice as well. So I'm just going to pop that on the top there, pop my lid on. You may notice also I've got a new Varoma lid there. These have just been updated recently, and they've done that to just streamline the colour combination with the rest of the Thermomix. So, but they are available on the mix shop for anybody who does want to buy one. So I'm just going to pop that lid on there and then manually set that for 30 minutes. Varoma temperature. And what I am going to do, and we probably won't come back to me for this, but I've just got some green beans cut up here. So when there's only 5 minutes to go, I'm going to throw the beans in the bowl as well. So then at the end of that 30 minutes, it's all ready to combine with my salad. Beautiful. So
right, Michelle, there's a couple of questions here I wouldn't mind just running past you.
Yeah,
how long would you soak the brown rice for?
I've had that a minimum of 1 hour. But if I'm doing it in the afternoon, I usually just get up in the morning and soak it. So I've had that soaking since about 10.
Okay. And would the quinoa cook quicker before the brown rice, or is it all cooked together evenly?
If you were just cooking quinoa, you would definitely not cook it for as long, but it doesn't sort of ruin it in any way by cooking it all together. So you want the rice to be cooked and the quinoa won't overcook.
Perfect, thank you. And the black rice, did you soak the black rice as well, and do all the grains cook at the same time?
So I actually only had about 50 grams of black rice left in the container. So this combination today has been 250 brown, 50 black, and 200 brown, 50 black, and 100 quinoa.
Perfect. And was that raw beetroot you had there?
It is raw beetroot. So I bought it at the market. I actually have to show you. I'm just going to reach over. If you do live within, if you live in Moorabbin, there's the Moorabbin Farmers Market, and I bought a bunch of beetroot, a bunch of 5, and I think it was about $4. So I've peeled them and diced it. Now I know we're all about sustainability, but to avoid looking like I'd murdered someone, I did wear gloves while I peeled the beetroot today.
Yes.
But you don't have to do that. But it's just so, and it keeps for ages. I actually bought this bunch last Saturday, so I've still got a couple left that I bought from last Saturday. So you can put, and I've used 1.5 this size, and I'll use that other half in a juice.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
What a healthy lady you are. Thank you, Michelle, for sharing all your tips there. Now we're going to quickly just go to Amanda's kitchen before we come to you, Teresa.
Hello. Hi everyone. So while you've been looking at everyone else's beautiful food in their kitchens, our mussels have really steamed up beautifully. Now you can't probably see this very well, but the actual lid's lifted because the shells have opened up, and literally the mussels have popped that lid, off the Varoma, which just goes to show how beautiful and plump they are. So just let me pop that bowl there. Can you just see that? They are amazing. The volume is incredible. And the broth in there has, if only you could smell it, it's really, really amazing. So I'm just going to go to the side view here so I'm sure that you can see. I'm just going to pour these mussels into this beautiful white bowl I've got here. Just let me try and do that effortlessly. There we go. They're falling out. There's so many. Hang on 1 second. Look at that, everyone. One extra one here. Get that camera right down on the bowl. And I'm just going to get some of that broth, which has really flavoured up beautifully. So now with the, can you see that? Now with the lemongrass in there, we'll just make sure it doesn't, not too much of it comes out. You don't want to sort of have too much there, but that is going to be the basis too of a beautiful Thai soup. So you get to actually use all of the flavour from the bowl. And I'm just going to put some coriander over here. Now, because they are Thai style or Asian style, you can of course put bread with it. There's probably something that you don't need to do with that, but we put some shallots and chili, and I'll squeeze some fresh lime over it. But I mean, have a look at that. Isn't that amazing for feeding a crowd? Who's feeling hungry at this point?
Absolutely.
And that was simple. It's just so simple. The easiest recipe. It makes you look like a super chef.
It certainly does. Absolutely amazing. Are we going to come back to you later, Amanda?
We will. Yep.
Yep.
We're just going to go and style that up and come back to us soon.
Oh, I can't wait. I love your styling tips. All right. Thank you. Teresa, we're coming up to your kitchen now. Hello.
Hello everyone, welcome to Box Hill North. So I'm actually doing the brioche buns, so I think it's actually great timing for it as we can go to the park. 10 people, can we see? Yep. So brioche buns are super easy, and there's so much that we can do with them. Your pork sliders, Kay, I might have to come to your house and get some roast and pop into my burgers, because I think I'll just be putting the onion in them. But yeah, I think it's just great. You know that what you're putting into it as well. I don't know why I'm getting this on the screen. Hold a sec. Okay. Know what you're putting into it, and super duper cheap. So again, I've saved it onto my, I'll bring it forward, my weekly planner. Loving the weekly planner, that it is all stored in the one place. All right, so I have all the ingredients here, and grease, yep, so that's all ready to go. I've lined a tray. So I'm going to add 20 grams of, it says white sugar, I've just got raw sugar, so that's absolutely fine. And 2 teaspoons of dried yeast. Again, you can buy this from the supermarket and just store it in the fridge or the freezer. 80 grams of milk. It's a bit under, but that's all right. And 150 grams of water. I can be a little bit heavy-handed, so I'm just going to follow it. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to just heat that up and just let the yeast activate with the sugar. So that's at 37 degrees on speed 2 for 3 minutes. So just some tips with proving your dough. So today's a bit one of those funny days. We'll try and speed up the process. So a couple of different things that you can do with proving your dough is just with your Thermo-server. I've got a black one, so loving the black one again. There is so many different Thermo-servers around. I think I earned this, was it last year? So it's great to have a variety. So just popping some boiling water into your Thermo-server, let it heat up. And what you would do is, once I put my bread dough in my Thermomat, just sitting it on top. Just sitting on top of the Thermo-server, so it's actually allowing it to rise. So that heat is, yeah, just heating it up. If you don't have a Thermomat, what you would do is, once the bowl is heated up, tip your water out, grease it with some oil, and then pop your dough in there, and again, let it rise. Otherwise, if it's a nice sunny day, just popping your mat anywhere where there's sun. That will help it. I actually like to prove my dough for at least an hour if I've got the time. So the longer it's proving, I find the better the result. But generally around about half an hour, if you're doing any, like your pizza dough or any of those bread rolls, half an hour is generally quite enough time to get the, you know, double in size. I think might have been Amanda, was it one of your customers' dashboard? Possibly, yeah, there's a bit of sun out there. I'd be the type to forget about it and my car would probably be very yeasty. But there is so many things that you can do. So don't be put off in making bread dough or, you know, brioche buns or anything just because it's not sunny or it takes longer. I'm lucky I've got a proving setting in my oven, so it's 40 degrees and generally 20 minutes I've got, yeah, quite a lot of, it's doubled in size, so the result that I want. All right, so pretty much, all right, so now we're going to, can we all see that? I'm just having, yeah. Sorry, I thought I had some glare. All right, so now I've got some baker's flour. So baker's flour is higher in protein, so you do get a better result. If you can't find baker's flour or you 00, you can use plain flour, but baker's flour is a lot better in terms of your bread rolls. Oops. So 450 grams. Again, I am very generous. I have gone over. And some salt. So 1.5 teaspoons. And I could be here a while. All right, I think that's enough. And then I've got my 80 grams of butter. So that has been left out. And again, make sure where my spatula is going. So that's my 80 grams. So that's quite soft. And 1 egg. All right, so now we're going to pop the lid on. Now this actually proves, it needs for 10 minutes. So there is generally kneading, when you're doing any bread rolls, the kneading process is around about 2 to 3 minutes. This is 10 minutes. I have been told in terms of the longer you knead your dough, the better it is because there's no preservatives. It actually doesn't go, I'm trying to find the right word, it generally lasts a little longer, so you might get that extra day or so without having to freeze it. So the longer you knead it, the better it is. I'm not sure why we're doing 10 minutes on this one. Possibly is, yeah, it could be for that. But Michelle, this is going to need for 10 minutes. Michelle's actually we're going to go over to Michelle and she's going to show the rolling of the brioche buns.
Thanks, Teresa. Amazing. Great tips. Thank you very much. And over to Michelle's kitchen.
Thank you, Teresa. Thanks, Liv. Actually, another tip that we were told by one of the girls in our team recently was, you know, when you pull a loaf of bread out of the oven and you just want to cut it open and eat it straight away, if you actually let it cool completely, it will actually last longer as well. I don't know that I've ever done that. I've always cut the end off and eaten it straight away. So if you can exercise a little bit of patience, then your bread will stay fresher for longer. So I made the dough an hour ago, and so I'm going to bring my camera down here so you can see my mat. So I've got it rolled here in my Thermomix bread mat. Now I've actually already halved this dough, so I'm going to show you sort of 2 steps at once. So what the recipe asks you to do is divide the dough into 10 to make 10 buns. And it actually says about 80 grams each. Now, if you wanted to put a plate on top of your Thermomix and weigh the 80 grams, you can do that. But if you're a bit of a she'll be right kind of cook, which I sort of tend to be these days, which is kind of fun, then you can just really do it like that. It's better. I had it upside down. So here's just a little bowl scraper or dough cutter that I got on the mix shop as well. Now, when you've got it like this, what you want to do is just sort of pinch it around towards what's at the top at the moment. And what you'll do is you sort of create a smooth top by doing that. And then pop it on the mat and roll it, what we call the claw. So it's a bit of a loose claw, and you just give it a bit of a roll. And then what you end up with is that beautiful round top there. So I'll do another one just to show you. So just holding it in your hand and just pinching it around. Now, I was also told a long time ago that this also helps sort of extend out the gluten and give you a better sort of result as well when it's baked. So you can see there, and so it actually asks you to do, so if I just try and roll it, you'll find that it'll sort of still look quite rough. So if you do that pinching bit first, you're stretching that out and just getting that beautiful smooth top on it. And again, just getting the claw. Now, I think it was Jenny who showed you her oven mat earlier. So there's my beautiful dough. So I actually rolled these earlier and I've had them sitting on the tray and they've been proving quietly in the background. So the next step, now you can see the colour of my mat. I actually got this when I started with Thermomix 8 years ago, this oven mat. And it saves me on loads of baking paper and foil. So you can do anything from cookies to roast potatoes on it. You can see it's had a lot of time in the oven. They have actually re-engineered them recently so they don't discolour the way mine has. But it still works really well. So, you know, in the whole sustainability thing, there's no reason for me to upgrade mine. So I've still got this one going strong. And you just pop it on a tray and it means that you can carry it in perfectly. And then all you need to do now is a bit of an egg wash. So the thing about this, it's quite funny. It's got the long knead, but it's actually quite a short cook time. So it's 10 minutes in the oven. And what it actually asks you to do is to pop a bowl of water in the base of the oven. So it's almost like, so you get that sort of steaming to begin with, a bit like you do with a bagel. And then it does say to top with sesame seeds optionally, but I will because I think they look pretty. So these ones will go in the oven and they'll be ready in 20 minutes and and the ones that I've just rolled need to sit on a tray for 20 minutes to prove before they go in the oven. So I'll be able to show you some finished ones at the end there. Has anyone got any questions on those?
We did have a question around, can you freeze these buns? And I said, yes, you can.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In fact, I haven't frozen them yet because when I made them a few weeks ago, we had sort of a burger bar night and we used some that night and then the kids had them in their lunchboxes the next day. In fact, that's what I was quite excited about making these today because I thought, perfect, I've got fresh rolls ready for the lunch. I think too, maybe the kneading, like they are quite a light, you know, a brioche bun is quite a light bun. It's not a heavy bun. So I think that's probably part of that whole kneading and because it's got the milk in it as well. So it is actually a really nice, you know, the sort of bun that you would get if you went to a burger shop and you'd pay, you know, I made burgers the other week. I'm Thermomix on Instagram and I took a photo of them and it could have been in a burger bar and you would have paid $20 for that burger. So we should start charging kids.
Absolutely amazing. What was the temperature of your oven there, Michelle?
200.
How much?
200. And you put the water in a container for the first 10 minutes of it and then remove the water and then do another 10 minutes. But it is on Cookie Do and it is called brioche burger buns. I can pop it in the chat.
Yeah, I did actually pop it in the chat, so it's there already. When brushing with the egg, did you do that with just the egg yolk or the whole egg?
Just the egg yolk.
But you could do the whole egg or no, definitely just the egg yolk?
I just followed the recipe. So the recipe, and look, you could probably skip that step altogether if you like and just, you could brush it with a bit of oil or something, but it just, the egg wash gives you tiny.
Let's go. Row your boat.
Okay. I don't know who we can.
I don't know who's rowing their boat, but that's okay.
Not sure either. Anyway, thank you. We're going to move over to Viv's kitchen now. Thank you, Michelle. We were all wishing we were a part of your family and, you know, at your dinner table. Beautiful. Viv, we're looking forward to seeing what you're going to be doing for us, these profiteroles. We can't wait.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Libby. So yeah, I'm going to make the profiteroles, or you can call it cream puff. That's a bit easier. And yeah, so I'm going to show you, and this is so super easy. And the reason why I chose this dish is that because you can make it like standard size 25, but if you cut a smaller size, you can actually fit for 50 people. And that's just amazing with one serve. So I'm going to put 150 grams of water, and just to show you a few tips here. So I'm putting the hot water instead, just the cold water. So I'm putting the hot boil water here, 150 grams, around that. And the reason being I put in the hot water so it can help to build out the temperature quicker. And 80 grams of the butter, yes, which I might not have enough. Awesome. And a pinch of salt. And 2 teaspoons of sugar, and super quick. And what I'm going to do now is super easy. So what I just did, I put the hot water, butter, sugar, and salt in there, and super quick. 2 minutes and a half, and speed 1, and automatically set the temperature for you 100 degrees. While the 2 minutes, why don't we just move to my next Thermomix to cook the chocolate sauce? And I'm already on the step 23, and I'm going to put I use the 85% of the dark chocolate. I like it. So up to you can use 70% or it suggests on the recipe 70% of chocolate, but I love 85. It's up to you. If you like 99, it's so good as well. So what I'm going to do now, what I'm going to do now, I go next. After I put in the chocolate, so I actually skip the steps here. While it's making a puff, I'm showing the chocolate sauce to save the time. So I'm going to turn powder into and I only did 10 seconds on speed 9. That's the power of the Thermomix. And I'm going to show here. Guess what happened after 10 seconds of speed 9? Can you see that on the screen?
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah. So just on the 10 seconds speed 9, this is what you get. Same like the almond meal, or you can grind the rice into the powder, or you can grind the coffee bean into a powder. So it's super easy, super powerful. And I'm going to put back in. I'm going to put my 40 grams of the butter. Nice. I put the butter in the room temperature this before the class, so it's easier. And I'm going to put 200 grams of the full cream milk. I believe if you want to put a skim milk, you can as well, if you like to. And so all I just did is so easy and simple. I put the dark chocolate in, and I put in the butter and the milk. That's it. That's how you can make your own sauce. And I'm going to put 4 minutes and 100 degrees and speed 2. Do you have any questions? Or
no, we're all good, but I'm getting very hungry.
Oh, yes, I am. I don't have any lunch. I don't have salad for dinner. I'm going to make some, but I have the dessert ready.
Yeah,
so, yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, there is one question here, Viv, and that's, can you make the dumpling dough in the Thermomix?
Yes, of course, you can. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yep. All right.
And I'm going to show you the one I pre-made today because the profiteroles, I actually asked you to put the ice cream in there, but I actually found another recipe that's a cream recipe. And it's so good. It makes the size, look at the size, like similar to my face. And look at how creamy it is. And they're just nice. It's like custard creamy and so good.
Delicious.
And so after the 2 minutes, 100 degree cooking time, and it's complete milk with butter and water and sugar there. And what we're going to do now, super quick, we're going to put in 120 grams of plain flour. And we go next and quickly going. Here is the tips I learned from my team member, that Macy. She's so good. She's so good in the baking. And she told me that she actually do catering. So she actually told me that it's so important you have to change this step a little bit. So it was on 20 seconds. Now you have to go on 40 seconds. And it didn't say the temperature, but you have to do on 100 degrees to cook the dough. And that's the important part. So thank you, Macy, if you are watching as well. And on speed 4. So that's what we are doing now. We just wait. And what I'm going to show, so after this step, super easy. I'm going to, after this step, in the recipe, if you're not in a hurry, you can just leave in a bowl, the dough in a bowl for 10 minutes until it's cooled down. If you're in a hurry, you can pull the dough out on the plate and make it colder quicker. Or what I just did, I actually already have one. Oh yeah, thank you, Macy. Macy is actually watching. So yes, so what I just did, I already made one before the class. So it's already cooled down for 10 minutes. And that's what you want for the perfect puff to puff. And you want this. You don't want the softer, or that's just the right. Yep, so as you can see now, so that's why it just came up. And then what you need to do, you can mix a little bit. Can you see that it's actually a little bit soft now? Yeah. It's still soft, but after it cooling for 10 minutes, 10 minutes time, and that you get colder dough now. And then what I'm going to do now, I can just put this back in to save the time as well. So that's pretends after 10 minutes time, yeah? And then preheat the oven for 200. That's why I love the cookie dough guide cooking recipe. The reason it reminds you everything, you won't forget every single step. So, and then line the baking tray, which I already did with the Thermomix, and I put the bowl back in. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover the lid, and I'm going to turn speed 5. Now I already have the 3 separate eggs here ready. I'm going to put that in. And you put 1 egg at a time, so you don't put the eggs together. Put the 3 in. Once you put all the 3 eggs in, you stop here, and then you go next. Sorry, you go next. And actually it tells you to go another 30-second mixing with speed 5. That's all you do. Super quick, super easy. And you have your plenty of time to clean up your kitchen as well. And I have 3 seconds left for my chocolate sauce. Can't wait to show you my chocolate sauce. And it's so good. Just my kids doesn't really like banana that much, but I really want her to have more fruit if she can. So sometimes we put a strawberry or banana just with the chocolate sauce, and then she loved it. And then she said, I didn't know that I love banana so much with the chocolate sauce. So yeah, this is what you want to get after the 30-second mixing speed 5. And so good. And my chocolate sauce is ready as well. And I'm going to put this in a piping bag. And I just ordered a Thermomix piping bag, and it's on the way. So sorry that today I'm going to show you with the plastic bag. But it's always a good, since the lockdown, but I just saw the news that we are now can go over 25 kilometers, right? That's a good news. Yeah, and then we can meet our friends outdoor more often now. Yeah, so this is what the texture that you want to get. It's not too soft and it's not too hard as well.
It's actually good to see it with the bag as well, Viv, because
yes, if you don't have that
piping bag, that's right.
So I actually use the plastic, but I know that the Thermomix piping bag is so good. So you can use this, or you don't, you can just use a normal bag and then just put in a triangle and then cut the end. Yeah. So it's similar.
Thank you.
So yeah, we can be really flexible here. Or if really you don't have anything, you don't have any bags at the house, what you can do, you can just use the spoon. And just make sure you weigh the spoon first, and then yeah, you have to, you can't use a dry spoon. The reason being that you will need them to easier to get out. So what you do, I cut like this size, and then I bring out my oven mat. So I really love, we mentioned, I think that's the 3rd time in today's cooking class, we really love the thermomat and the oven mat. The reason being that it can hold up to the temperature for up to minus 40 degrees and up to 280 degrees. So that's why I love it so much. You can go freezer, you can go to the oven, you can go anywhere you like. So what you're going to do now, when the piping bag's ready, and you go in here, press, and then press down. You can, it's up to you. You can make lots of different shapes that you like this. Can you see that? Yep. You can either make this, press one down into the center, or what you can do, the square one. Let's go from the circle. It's up to you. See which one you want to do. And May also show me the tips here. You can use a scissor to cut it, because sometimes it's hard for you to take it. I'm going to do last one, and I'm going to show the chocolate sauce. So yeah, you can do it here. Make one, a really big one, a round one, and use a scissor to cut it again. And then another tip to show, you can use a finger or the spoon, up to you. And then you can, here, to shape them better. So it turns out better.
Okay.
So you have to wet a little bit of your hands has to be a little bit of wet. And so that it comes out beautiful, round puff like this. Yeah. And I'm going to show you, and just go into the oven, preheat the oven for 200 degrees, and then bake for 10 to 15 minutes. It really depends on your oven, the temperature. Everyone's different. So I'm going to show you the chocolate sauce, which is ready. I just put chocolate, dark chocolate, milk, and butter in there. See what comes out. Amazing. And it smells so good. And if you to save as a mom of two, and then I normally don't waste or zero waste. If I have the lots of the sauce, chocolate sauce in there, I'm going to put the milk and to go turbo for 2 seconds, and then it comes out with the smoothie. You can add yogurt or chocolate or ice cream in there. Or what you can do is you can just blend with the milk, and then you can heat up the temperature there, so it's always so good, so delicious.
Amazing.
I can't wait for this, and I'm going to show you. It's almost finished now. See the chocolate sauce here, how easy it is, and I still have a lot more in there. And I'm going to show you my result here. Pretend after 10 minutes again. So that's after 10 minutes time. That's the puff. And guess how many are there? See here.
Oh my goodness.
So that's a lot here. So I around 25 each. But if you make it smaller, like this size, so that's a big one, and that's a small serve. So if you make this, you can make 50 for this. And is that enough? I'm pretty sure that's enough for a party. So yeah. And what I'm going to do now, you can either put the ice cream. Or I'm going to put the cream. I have the cream here. I have the chocolate here. I'm ready for the dessert. I can't wait for dessert. Even though I don't have any salad or beef or lamb here with me, but I'm pretty happy with this. So yeah, what you're going to do, you're going to cut them in the middle. Look how amazing they are, the puff,
Yum.
the chewy inside. And I'm going to put a little bit of the handmade, just made cream before. And I'm going to show you on the plate. I'm going to dip the sauce.
Oh my goodness me.
I'm so sorry. I really feel sorry I'm doing all this in front of you, but you can't taste it. But please do enjoy it. If you don't have a Thermomix, please try it, definitely. Or you can put ice cream in there. Enjoy. Thank you. Thank you, Libby.
Thank you very much for sharing that. Our mouths are all watering. Everyone's saying in the chat box, oh my God.
Yes.
Yum. Incredible. Thank you, Viv.
All right. Thank
We're
you.
going to sadly leave those beautiful profiteroles, and we're going to go to see some amazing over to Teresa's kitchen, caramelized onions. So over to you, Teresa.
Thanks, Libby. Oh my God, Viv. That should have been left
sorry.
last. Mine's pretty boring compared to that. So yeah, you've set the expectation. All right, so I'm going to do caramelized onions. It sounds pretty boring, but it's actually quite good that we can cook 400 to 500 grams of onions in one hit. What can you do with onions? There's so much that you can do onto a pizza. Obviously, these will go into my burgers tonight for dinner, into a quiche, having it with a barbecue. So really so versatile and quick and easy. All right, so again, I've saved that. I've got so much glare today. All right, onto my weekly planner, and 20 grams of oil. I just keep thinking about profiteroles.
I know, it's so distracting.
Boring onions, yeah. So 400 to 500 grams of brown onion. You could use your red onion as well. I actually do prefer the red onion, but I will follow the recipe. I'm a bit like Amanda. I like to play around and tweak it. So I think there was just over 500 grams there. And now we're going to place this splatter guard on. So the splatter guard is just a safety precaution as well. So what it's, oh, you probably can't see that. All right, so this is our splatter guard, and Thermomix is telling us to place it, and then we just say done, so we just acknowledge it. Now this is going to saute for 20 minutes. Pretty much once that's done, we're just going to add some balsamic vinegar and some salt for another 3 minutes, and then we'll get the beautiful caramelized onions. I don't think mine will be ready by the time we finish, but we'll give you an idea of like the quantity. 500 grams is a lot of onions unless you're having them on their own.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's it for me, Libby, and I think we are over to commercial break.
Yeah, actually back to me. So I just might have to ask someone else to spotlight me, because for some reason I can't spotlight me. However, I'm going to just quickly show, oh, hello everyone. While everyone's getting ready to plate up and showcase for you all of the final dishes, I'm going to share my screen with you again and just showcase for you cookie dough, because some of you have had a few questions regards the filters and how to use cookie dough. You can see what recipe I was looking at, profiteroles, and that's the link that I've been putting in the chat box there. Just a quick view on cookie dough, and you can also connect with your consultant around cookie dough as well, and they can show you, have some Zoom workshops and show you how to get the most out of cookie dough for you as well. So if you'd like to explore further than just what I'm about to show you right now, please reach out and let us know. Excuse me, but you'll see on the front here, we've got the title page. Okay, we have trending recipes in terms of what people are making in the last 48 hours, and clearly Italian ricotta donuts with citrus curd are very popular this weekend, probably for very good reason. You can see right down there, we've got some collections as well. So if I go and click onto collections, you can see that my filter is automatically set to Australia, and I have 120 different collections. If I change that to recipes, it actually equates to 2,650 recipes just from the Australian site. Now, if I take that filter off, you can see there I have 63,867 recipes from all around the world. But I might want to go into my filters and I might want to just narrow that down a little bit and think, well, you know what, maybe I'd actually just like recipes in English, because unfortunately I don't have two languages. However, with the Google Translate, of course, Jenny showed us earlier, there's a good way around that. I might like to see, let's have a look at these collections. So all of a sudden now I have a whole lot of different recipes from all around the world with English speaking recipes. And I might see something there. I might want to search. I might want to search for a budget recipe. I want recipes that are actually going to be, lower in cost. What are you going to come up with cookie dough? And then you can see it will actually throw up recipes that will match that search feature that I've added in. So I might like to look at this, chicken meatballs with creamy tomato sauce. They look delicious. It's also got 4.6 stars that our customers have rated that recipe on. So let me just choose this recipe. You can see there, it has actually come from the US, this recipe, cha-cha chicken. And it's very clever because you'll notice there that the measurements have gone to imperial. So we've got ounces. So our Thermomix will automatically translate that, and we'll change the measurement system to the US system so you can follow that recipe perfectly as well. But I'm going to add that to my week, and then what I'm going to do, actually, do you know what? I'm actually going to add that to my shopping list. In fact, I'm going to take you through to my week and show you what I've actually got in my shopping list already. Show the ingredients by recipe, and I can go down here and I can just take off the ingredients that I already have in my pantry that I don't need to pick up, or I may like to add in extra items as well that I have right down the very bottom under additional items. Now what I love here is that I can either share that with a friend or a partner who's going to do the shopping for me. I've also got the cookie dough on my app on my phone that I can take with me, of course, and access my shopping list from there. I can print it, or guess what? I can, if I don't want to go to the shops, I can order ingredients online. I can either organize that through click and collect or delivery. And you'll notice that our cookie dough is automatically set up through Woolworths online, and it'll pick my local store. I'm in Mount Eliza here on the peninsula, and it will automatically populate the shopping cart. There you go, all ready to go. I can swap out ingredients. I can add extra things in. So if you are looking for time saving and you're looking for money saving in, meal planning and all the rest, I can strongly recommend cookie dough and shopping online. It is such a great aspect. There's so much more to cookie dough, but I'm sure you will love to reach out to your consultant to find out a little bit more. So I can see now that I think everyone's finished. We're all plating up, ready to go. So I'm going to, who am I going to come to first, guys? To Amanda, I think, with the mussels.
Yeah, hi Libby, can you see us?
Yeah, I'm just going to spotlight you. Here we go. Oh, wow, look like a photo shoot.
I know, so it's just showcasing a big bowl of beautiful mussels with the coconut broth. We've poured a couple of glasses of champagne, And we've been waiting to dig into that until the class is finished. So yes.
Absolutely beautiful, amazing. And I've put the link in the chat box too, if anyone wanted to grab that out and whip that up for tonight's dinner or for an afternoon tea session with a glass of rosé or champagne, whatever you've got there, Amanda. It looks absolutely stunning. Thank you. Now we're going to move to Mandy's kitchen to look at the new chunky bolognese, and let's see how yours looks. Hang on, Mandy, where are you? Here we are.
Quite as glamorous as Amanda looks, but a great meal. Can you see that's one plated up? So I've just done zoodles. I have just steamed them, and in the simmering basket actually, just for about 5 minutes. I used boiling water to start with, but there's a chunky bolognese. But I'm just going to show you how much it actually made. So I've got one of the 2.6 litre thermo servers. Can you see how that's full? I daren't tip it because it is just so full.
To the brim. Don't tilt it.
So there you go. It makes masses. Obviously great if you want to feed a crowd, as what we're aiming to do today. But also just if you want to make some stuff and freeze it. Yeah. So and it's really delicious too.
Oh, amazing! That I can't quite get over the volume of that. Mandy.
I know, it's great
today. Beautiful, Jenny. We're coming to your kitchen now to have a look at the crackers.
Yeah, yes, please. All right. So my crackers, and I've also plated it up a little bit. So again, not as impressive as the mussels are, but yeah. So I thought I'd show you that together with a little cheese platter there. And if you like the idea about using Google Translate, I have made a cookie dough tutorial. It's going to show you again how to find collections, how to save recipes so you can find them again, how to make the shopping list and all of that. I have a YouTube channel that's called Jenny Thermo-Crazy, and you're going to find me on the other socials there as well. It's a 3-part a cookie dough tutorial, and in the 3rd part I'm going to show you also again the Google Translate trick if you want to watch that again. All right, that's it from me, and I hope we can dig in here soon.
Oh, it looks delicious as well. Thank you very much, Jenny, for sharing that and showing us that amazing cracker roller as well. Now we're going to move to Michelle's kitchen, have a look at the amazing brown rice salad that you have prepared for us.
Hello. I wanted to just show a little bit of the compilation of the salad. So people kind of knew what I did. So with my mixture here, I'm going to put my camera down. I actually put that straight on top of all my other vegetables because it just wilts the spinach a little bit, and I just spread that out so it wilts it, but it doesn't take the crunch away because you've still got the crunch of the capsicum and the spring onions and everything, but it just softens everything a little bit. And then using my Varoma tray, I'm just straining my beetroot over the sink.
Oh, look at the size, the volume of that salad. Amazing. And I love all the colours in this salad as well that you can really be quite creative with as well.
Yeah, it's a great one to serve at Christmas. So here's my beetroot. So I'm just scraping that onto the top there. And then the thing I love about this as well is the dressing. It's really simple dressing. And I've pre-made the dressing, and it's just 3 equal parts lemon juice, soy sauce, and olive oil. Now, if you need it to be gluten-free, just be sure to get a gluten-free soy sauce. And I've done about 45 grams of each, and I had some salt and pepper mixed in with that mix as well. And now I'm just going to toss it all together. Now, if you're taking it somewhere, I don't put the dressing on until I get there. So if it's one of those salads you can eat hot or cold. So it's actually really delicious the next day. This is something that'll be, obviously I've made a really big portion here, and there's 4 of us. I've promised 2 of my neighbours a bowl, but I know there'll still be some for my lunch tomorrow. And what I sometimes do when I eat it the next day is just throw a few more seeds or nuts on the top just to get add that sort of crunch back in. So I'm not sure how the view is there, but that is my 2-part salad.
Absolutely beautiful.
Righty, and then I'll just show you, I've got some my brioche buns out of the well. So I did actually place them a little bit close together, but they are beautiful, and I'm going to tear one open. And
how fluffy they look.
So really delicious. In fact, I'm going to lather that up with a little bit of butter in a moment and enjoy. So thank you for joining me. I will take some pretty photos and put them on my Thermomix Instagram page. You can have a look. But this recipe is a winner.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you very much, Thermomix. Now we're going to go to Teresa's kitchen and have a look at the burgers.
No, I have nothing to play.
Oh, no, sorry,
No.
Teresa, that's right. You did say that before.
So yes, no, my onions are still, so the only thing that I can show you is 2 ingredients that I have left to add to my onions, but they've still got another 9 minutes. So I'm sure I'll have a nice burger with onions tonight. So yeah, I have nothing to show. Sorry.
No, that's okay. No worries. Thank you. I can only imagine those caramelized onions will be.
They smell beautiful. Absolutely.
And there's also, of course, one of the new functions with the TM6 as well, which is incredible. Now, Kay, we're coming over to your kitchen. 1 second, Kay. Here we go. Yes.
Hello. Yes, so mine's still cooking away in the oven, but it is smelling amazing. So I'll just show you with the meter what it's doing. I'll just bring it over here for 1 second. Here we go. Yeah, so it's coming up with the cook time. So it's currently at 34 internally. The target is 65 and the ambient temperature in the oven is 146. You could also do this on the barbecue as well. I've just moved it a bit far away. But then it makes sure you have it close to here, and then it's estimating the time. So I'm going to do that with some veggies and looking forward to it. It smells amazing.
Oh, incredible. Thank you, Kay.
No worries.
And now, Viv, are we coming back to you to have a look at the profiteroles?
Yes, sure.
Okay, 1 second. Here we go.
Lucky
Oh,
I didn't eat it. So yeah, that's the cream and the chocolate, and that's how many that you can make with 1 serve only. And just to share one more, that I actually put the chocolate and cook with the milk. So it's a hot chocolate ready for me to drink after this.
Oh, that looks
like this.
beautiful.
Maybe just put here. And can just heat up in, and can also clean the bowl as well.
Oh,
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thank you, Viv.
No worries.
Guess what? No, I think I need someone to spotlight me back again, please. I wish we could spotlight all of us together, because I wanted to say to everyone, thank you all very much for attending. And I hope you've picked up lots of tips and tricks from our amazing presenters. And thank you, ladies, for presenting today so well. You're making us all hungry and very inspired to go and do some cooking. So a number of things you're probably going to be wanting to do at the end of this class today. Thank you very much, as I said, for being engaged for the last hour and a half. Stay on if you'd like some more information about purchasing, or please contact your consultant. I'm sure they'll follow up with you very quickly after this class, either to design your own cooking experience, to organise your purchase of your TM6, or if you would like to find out some more information about joining our team, please stay on with us, and I'm going to share some information about how you can do that as well. Thank you all very much for attending. Enjoy your Sunday afternoon. Go and cook up a storm in your kitchens. And no doubt you'll be seeing us again at another cooking class in the coming weeks and months as we head towards Christmas. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, team.
Thanks, Liv.
Everyone, well done.